Welcome to Turkey and welcome to World Tourism Forum, and thank you very much for your interest to our subject. We are talking about health tourism today. I would like to talk about the global way first, and while I'm starting our subject, I would like to introduce you Bob first. Bob is looking for a treatment for his hair transplantation and to have new hair for himself, and he starts to Google about the clinics and hospitals around him, and he found out that one graft per graft value, the amount of the price he'll pay is $7 per graft, which means that for 4,000 grafts he needs to pay $28,000, which is very above for his savings, and he started to Google for more. And an advertisement came up with India and Turkey and some other countries, and he found out that with 75% less he can get his hair done in different locations, and he come up with the idea to go to Turkey for his hair transplantation work. And let's see Luis. Luis is from Spain, and she would like to have breast implant. But in Spain, breast implant surgery costs 7,500 euros, which is really above her savings. And she starts to Google. And when she starts to Google, she finds some advertisements in other locations in the world. These are coming from, again, Turkey, India, and different places. And she found out in Latin America, she can save 60% with all costs included, with the accommodation and the transportation. And she comes up with the idea to go to Latin America, into Brazil, with 60% less the cost saving, because they're speaking Spanish. And let's see what Tom is 75 years old, and he needs a knee replacement surgery for keep on walking. But he's in Australia, where he lives. It's a very huge amount of money, and he cannot afford it. His grandson, Tim, starts to Google for any alternatives he can get, because he wants his grandfather to move again, to walk again. And he found out that if he goes to India, there can be 90% savings on costs, altogether with accommodation and transportation and physical therapies. Then he took his grandfather to India and had the knee replacement surgery. So, what we are talking about today is medical tourism, is something that the people is trying to find some alternatives to their healthcare treatments with lower costs. These can be from very quick to go things like spa treatments, thermal dentistry, eye surgery, some plastic surgeries, and it goes to the complicated surgeries like knee replacement, heart bypass surgeries, total hip replacements. They need to think twice for them, and they need somebody's help to decide where to go, which destination to go, which clinic to go, who is the best doctor, who is the best clinic. So, all together, when we see the medical tourism, the health travel, it is going abroad for short to stay spa, thermal wellness procedures, medical treatments, thermal waters, and mud therapies also are one of the subjects in medical tourism. Paramedical therapies like Ayurveda, Reiki, which are very common in Asia, India, and China. The people are traveling abroad for them. And the latest trendy business in medical tourism is geriatric centers for the elderly people. In wealthy countries, the elderly population is very high, and the countries try to solve this issue with affordable opportunities in the third world economies. What about the history? Is it a very new business really? it's very trendy today, but really, when we try to see the past years, we see that in ancient times in Romans, they travel for mud therapies, some special sense that the people can cure themselves, and then the thermal water, hot springs, and then for paramedical treatments, like I said before, to China and India. And then when we come to 18th to 20th century, they travel, the third world country wealthy people travel to wealthy economies like US, UK, Europe, to the advanced technologies, to treat themselves with advanced technology like cancer treatments, orthopedic diseases. And then when we come today, the concept changed a bit differently. Now, the mid-class and wealthy countries, with the uninsured, underinsured people, and the people trying to have the plastic surgery, for example, the cosmetic surgery, they try to find affordable solutions in third world countries where there are emerging economies. So they are looking for affordable price, altogether the cost savings in the healthcare in different places in the world, and they try to have world-class, high-quality healthcare. So how big is the market? We try to see how big it is. How many people are traveling abroad, how many $1 billion are spent. But actually, when we try to see the figures in this very new market, we see that it fluctuates a lot between the research centers and government organizations. So it seems $10 billion to $65 billion. This is 23 estimations, because we cannot see if the people are traveling for healthcare, or they are shopping, or just traveling abroad and taking some healthcare needs for them at that destination. So I just tried to figure out some different destinations with different numbers, just to have a look at the market. At US side, 2015 estimation, this is from Deloitte, 4 million US patients are estimated to travel abroad, and they spent nearly $12 billion just for the US patients traveling abroad all over the world. When we see the UK side, in 2013, 65,000 UK patients traveled overseas. So this is a good number for UK, but it's an estimation also. They mostly travel for cosmetic surgeries, dental therapies, weight loss surgeries, and infertility treatment. These are the main common procedures from all around the world. The people are traveling mostly. So this is another data that I would like to show this. This is the fluctuation of the, we are trying to see the outbound ones, because it means the UK people going abroad for treatments. So it fluctuates. It starts in 2004, 32,000 people, and it ends with 48,000 people in 2014, in 10 years, but it goes up to 22,000 and 65,000, which means that people try to find alternatives, because their healthcare systems need some improvements, and there are many underinsured and uninsured people. Also, there are some waiting lists for the big surgeries that they need to overcome. And maybe some political issues or recessions in the economy, and some, for example, they travel more to Turkey and this area, Eastern Europe. So there are some the war-related issues that they stop coming here. Another interesting table for we try to look to Asia. Thailand is a big player in the game, and when we see the just 2 years value here, in 2010, the people traveling to Thailand was 2 million, around 2 million people, and it just changed 20% just in 2 years. But when we see the revenue Thailand had with these medical tourism from the world, it goes up to duplicate the price, the double the revenue. So we need to see the top 5 medical tourism the nationalities. So we see that US and UK patients comes up to third and second, when it was at the beginning, they were at less, and Asian and Middle East people were higher. So with this tells us something. US and UK people's expectations and ability to buy is very different than the other sides of the world. So they spend much on advanced treatments. They try to have advanced treatment plans, and they want to have world-class facilities, so the spendings are higher than the other sides of the world. It is the same in Turkey. And for Turkey, actually, I want to share my own experiences. I'm very long years in the industry, for 7 years, nearly from the beginning of Turkey becoming a partner in medical tourism. And what we see in who comes to Turkey for having their health care, mostly the Gulf region. Because of the religion, because of the cultural similarities, they prefer us to come here. And the Middle East, it is the same also, and Europe. And then Africa for advanced treatment needs, and then America. But I will tell you that we serve to 37 countries, people, until now. This means that now, in today's world, everybody is traveling to everywhere. This means that with the online tourism, innovations in tourism area, easy to travel to many different locations, the people start to think that to have their health issues in different locations, and it is very common now. They are very easy to travel abroad to have their health care. So, what are the very important issues to decide on going abroad? You need to have 30% savings on all together when you sum up the cost with the accommodation, transportation, and everything. You need to have minimum 30% savings. You should overcome the waiting lists on your country. You should go and immediately have your treatment in the destination country. And you need to have high quality medical services, same with your country or above your country. And you need to have world-class medical facilities accredited, and you need to have more of your country actually. And you need to access the latest technologies. If you go elsewhere, you have some risks, so you need to have some values with it. And you need to have an easy to travel destination with one direct flight most probably. You need to have a very easy travel options. So what we are talking about today, $100 billion economy with the medical tourism industry. So who are the players in this? Latin America is a big player, and their target country is America. Eastern Europe serves to European economies. Turkey is a very big player, and India is a big player. South Korea is trying to have more patients right now, trying to improve themselves. Thailand is a very big player in the game, and they're at the first days of the medical tourism, they were here also. This is just a table to show the cost comparisons. We are talking about affordable cost. What we are talking about is, these are the main procedures people travel for. Heart bypass surgeries, orthopedic surgeries, IVF, weight loss surgeries, and plastic surgeries. And these are the US costs, and we have some other countries who are the players in the game. And you can see that 30% to 90% savings can be achieved with traveling abroad. Who are the players in the industry? Who are the owners of the game, we can say, the players? The governments. Government institutions can have agreements between each other, and they pass their patients to between. And the brokers, agents, medical tourism facilitators, directories, websites, and social media is a very influential way to have international patients. Interpreters, even in the local areas, work for this. Tourism agents, insurance companies, and I will emphasize something here to just have a quick question in your minds. Today, this is in all over the world, it's the same. Hospitals try to have the tourism facilities inside their system to catch new international patients, to catch newcomers for their facilities. And they try to have the call centers with multi-language speakers, staff, and they try to network with hotels, and they try to network with car rental companies, and they try to solve all these issues with the shoppings and the patients, family issues, and the other sides inside their facilities, and try to learn how to cope with all these. At the other side, hotels, they try to have medical tourists to their facility, and then they start to market and promote medical facilities around them in the same location, and they try to work for this. They try to have a workforce for this, and they don't know anything about the risks and complications, how to solve, if anything occurs, how this will be solved, and who will be in charge of it, who is responsible with it. This is a quick question in this market. I'm sure in time it will be solved. In business area today, it is very specialized, and I know that many multinationals and many large companies outsource their many of the branches like IT, like call centers, like assistance and after-sales issues to outside to have cost-effective working and focus on the specialty they're concentrated on. So this is a baby industry now, still a baby industry, and tries to improve itself. The player roles are not engaged so well. So this is a handicap for us, maybe, especially for medical tourists, but it will be solved in time. I would like to talk about brief information about the risks a medical tourist can have. I split it to medical side and tourism side. Very brief information. There can be poorly performed outcome, and there can be infection as a risk in the medical side. What about the tourism side? There can be unprofessional or fake service providers that we see a lot all over the world. This is a case, unfortunately. There are many comers into the industry, and they disappear, and the medical tourists face many challenges with that. And another problem medical tourists face so much is changing the terms after reaching the destination. So these are the main things that we see as risks. So to overcome risks, accreditation is a very important thing that in US company, JCI, accredits all the hospitals in the world. And we can see with this list, this is 2013 list actually. Turkey is having the top number of JCI accredited hospitals in the world. And then followed by Thailand, India, China, Singapore, South Korea. You see that these are the big players in the medical tourism industry. So it shows that accreditation matters. being a player in medical tourism industry, you should have a well-known knowledge base about the industry. So there are some institutions. MTQA is one of the Quality Alliance companies. They're serving for educating and training and certifying, especially to the facilities, the medical facilities and medical tourism companies. And there's another company, Medical Tourism Training, TEMOS, and Medical Tourism Association in US. They're trying to have knowledge base in this industry and trying to certify the players. So there is a big competition. And the competition is in local, inside the country, with the hospitals between in the same city and same country, and then the competition is also in the region, because we are targeting the same countries. If you target UK goes to Czechoslovakia, Romania, Turkey, Austria sometimes. So these are the countries that we are rival as Turkey, and Latin America is a very different place, but we take US patients, so we are the rivals of them. So we can also talk about global competition, because the world is very small now. With the online tourism, the innovations in tourism area, the easy to travel locations, direct flights from Miami to Istanbul, it's very easy to travel today, so global competition is very high. And at the end, I would like to emphasize the key concerns in medical tourism and how we can be a successful player in medical tourism industry. First, the medical tourism companies, or who are the players in medical tourism industry. This business is patient-centered. Our customers are patients. They have different needs. They have very special needs, and they are concerned with their health care. So we need to be ethical. There is patient privacy, patient safety issues that we need to take care of and we need to think about. And strategic planning is very important, because we shouldn't save the day, but we should try to be in a long-term business in this industry to be a destination in medical tourism in a global way. So these are the concerns we have, the different cultures. We are serving to different cultures. We are serving to different religions. We are serving to different cuisine also. It's so important to understand one's need after a surgery, how they can eat the foods in the destination countries. So we need to think many things. We need to understand what the standards of service they are looking for and what they're expecting from us to have a good service. Thank you very much to listen to me. That was all. Thank you.